Hi, and welcome to the Brisbane Professionals Podcast. This is a podcast brought to you by SMS Law, going through the legal secrets that will benefit you and your clients, as well as having a little bit of fun as we go. This podcast is designed to educate you on, number one, complicated legal terms that we will explain in an easy to understand manner. Two, to understand why you do things from a legal perspective in your business. And three, to help you develop a plan for the future success of your business. Our mission is to help empower small to medium-sized businesses around the world to get access to legal advice so that they can help build their communities and make the world a better place. Did you know that any business owner is on average 7 months away from losing everything? That is the average time that it takes from a successful business to fold when an aspect of their business is not set up correctly. This podcast is all about empowering you and your business with knowledge and tools to ensure that that doesn't happen to you or to your clients. Let's begin, shall we?
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Brisbane Professional Podcast, brought to you by the gentlemen at SMS Law, one of which is myself, Craig, and the other one is Jeremy. Say hello to everyone, please, Jeremy.
Hi everyone. I hope you're enjoying our podcasts. We've got a lot of effort into them, and they're designed to help you to move your business forward. So I hope you're enjoying these this series of podcasts.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining us. I was trying to throw you there in the intro, but didn't quite get there, unfortunately. But anyway, today we're talking about the risks of not having intellectual property protection. So yeah, you need it, obviously, and there are some risks if you don't have it. So we're going to touch on some of those. Some common issues that we see. Jeremy, what's the first thing that some people might say to us when it comes to intellectual property protection?
Yeah, the first one is people go, and it's a common excuse why people don't do things, is I don't have time to consider protecting my intellectual property. And, we all have the same amount of time in our day. We all have the same amount of time in a year. We all have the same amount of time. So not having enough time means that you're not organized. And, this is an important thing that you need to do to protect your business. So not having enough time is not good enough. You need to get in there and protect your business because, as I've said before in previous podcasts, someday you're going to exit your business. And so you want to make sure that when you're exiting your business that your intellectual property is protected, because that's where the real value of it is. So get in and do it as quickly as you can, because that will help build your asset. Craig, what about the second one?
Yeah, the next one is nothing will ever happen to my intellectual property anyway, so why bother? Indeed. But something may happen, and your intellectual property that you've developed over the last 10, 20 years or whatever it might be is now at stake, and someone else is stepping in and is affecting your business in a significant and bad way. So you may not think anything was to happen. I guess it's like insurance. You hope and don't think you'll ever have a car accident, for instance. But if you do, at least you know you've got some protection in place. So it's exactly the same as that when it comes to insurance for your car, is putting things in place for intellectual property. You may never need it, and hopefully you don't. But if you don't have it, protection that is, then good luck trying to enforce it. So nothing may ever happen, but definitely important to still bother looking at protecting it in some way. Jeremy.
Yes, that's right. So the third one is no one would want my brand. And you just don't know that that's the case. Ultimately, you don't know what other people are thinking. I've seen plenty of businesses sold where people wouldn't have thought that brand was worth anything, and people have wanted it. And I've seen times when people have great brands which haven't been protected, and they're just not worth as much as they could have been if they'd been protected earlier. Baker comes to mind who built a great brand around a bakery brand, and then if he'd gone to trademark 20 years earlier, he would have, or registered trademark, I should say, 20 years earlier, he would have had a much more valuable brand. And so you just don't know. You just don't know until you get there. So you're better off protecting it now, so that in the future, someone else gets to make that decision, not you. So Craig, what about the fourth one?
Yeah, the fourth one that leaves you open to risk if you think that way is no one can do what I can do, no matter what systems I put in place. You've got a great business, you do things uniquely. However, someone else may find out about how you do that, operate that business, and they could steal it and go and replicate that business, particularly when you're documenting in a process, checklist, how-to guides, those sorts of things as to how things are run. They could then take those and replicate the business quite easily because they've got all the information. So whilst you think no one can do what you can do, and that may well be the case, it's still better off having the level of protection through protecting your intellectual property, confidentiality agreements, etc., that we spoke of in the last show. So there's some common issues that business owners may believe when it comes to IP. And we say that that leaves them open to risk, thinking like the 4 questions that we posed in today's show. Important to protect it. There are risks. Jeremy, anything else you wanted to touch on for today?
No, other than just make sure you get advice. Don't make assumptions. Don't take barbecue advice from your well-meaning friends and family. I always make the point that people who give you that advice, they have their best intentions and your best interests at heart, but they don't know your circumstance. So always get advice on these points.
Absolutely. Yep. Always just enjoy your sausages at a barbecue and don't get advice. All right. That's it for us today. If you enjoyed today's show, which we hope you did, please rate and review the podcast. Like SMS Law on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter or search for Jeremy or myself on LinkedIn and connect to us through there. And you can ask questions, etc., or get involved. All right. That's it. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.